Juno's Peacock. Part 1, Catching the Bird. At a hotel room in Royal Oak. Sleeping the day away, upside down on the couch, the mail slot in the door would open with a box of light indiscriminately. A set of eyes with voice. You got your rent. Silently, I put my pants on and let the question answer itself. I'm sorry, I'm just wondering why my pants are off. So, don't just negate that. That was not part of the book. The drunkest ever. When I Oh, shit. Still thinking about my pants. Okay. The drunkest ever. When I drink, I do not think of no one but myself. You'll raise your toasts with foamy boasts and claim it is to health. But I drink to die, to roll my head back in my eyes, documenting lies within a parade of sighs. Ice float foundations, greasy cold sides, straws that are too thin, umbrellas that cover only my middle finger, and bathrooms that make you piss outside. I used to care that you thunk me drunk, but unfortunately I can't remember who in the fuck you are anyway. It was on that bar stool that could not spin all the way around that I gathered enough copper and off-blue fuzz from my leftist pocket to calmly ask you again for another, which I did, and so did you, and then they were gone. On the way out, I noticed the flickering of a mystery drink, dancing by itself in the corner. Gave me a boner. It winked at me and bid me come. I laughed and went home. Puke-stained, shag carpets, karaoke dreadful wallflowers, a cigarette machine that hates my fucking guts, robot bartender with dead eye, and flammable material everywhere. Border towns and the runs. A border town faceless and hostile as a car bomb, with sailors and donkeys and prostitutes that pull their life's work behind them in a suitcase on loud wheels. A drunken, bald, tattooed spick gets his head bashed in with a Corona bottle while I'm talking to a cute and pudgy beauty that thinks I'm as fruity as parrot soup and chili verde. Everything's for sale. Everyone is waiting to take you into their doors and give you a taste of your own medicine. One last walk around the cobblestone block. A beautiful streetwalker flashes me her brown tits, then pulls up her skirt to whip out a dick. I flick my cigarette and then show her mine is bigger than hers, limp. Later, I go eat at something resembling my order using the English menu. I get the scrabbled eggs and bacon, with a smile turned mad grin. When the sun finally arrives, I find a crack to climb in to sleep it off and wait it out, having no intention of seeing these filthy in-between people returning back to normal. I know we won't ever let them. It's too fucking affordably lazy. John Denver's Hang Glider. Bobbing, fluorescence, hot pink, electric blue nylon, wing and waves, slight breeze. Sunset, albatross eyeing the situation, always looking out for a lazy moment to preen in one-legged. Spanning the remnants of music and water, I can vaguely hear a blowhole off in the distance. If I were not so hypothermic and disoriented, treading for my life, I bet I could even imagine how its spray might feel if my saturation currently was instead a desert, a dune, a Gila monster's paradise, and Mio Mayo was not so awash with thirst and sunburnt laziness. Is that a dinghy I hear dingin'? The bark of a sea lion, the fin of a mako shark. When I last hugged a tree, it was for dear life. I had been on peyote for days, and I was convinced that if I squeezed hard enough, it would pull me in for good. This time, please pull me in for good this time. Please pull me in for good this time. Current, riptide, undertow, all fine examples of secret movement. Moon, blood, women. Yes, I'm awake, more bright-eyed and bushy-tailed than that hare who shunned holes for pipes and slippers and drumsticks. Fast but not proud, warm milk spoiled. Cycles, poles, reproduction. In my past life, I was a square boulder from Moo. Then some surly native went and carved me into a giant head with exaggerated earlobes and lips. Doomed to fall face first. You know I did. Snow coning. Movie of the week. The Man on the Ice Float. Drifting further south than most of ever, he spies a plane circling and decides to piss the word privacy in immaculate cursive. The plane writes, "Buy a car this 4th of July," in large, puffy cotton letters. The man ponders the invitation, then hunches down to scoop himself a snow cone out of his new home with his hat. Happy fucking birthday. Air sickness bag. Sitting next to you on that airplane could only be compared to being cooked alive by pygmies with no salt or culinary etiquette. And when you started comparatively analyzing yourself to people in magazines was right about the time when I asked for a pillow and a blanket. Station identification. Horse 8 is brought to you by Clean All. Get clean, y'all. And Spoon Right. Is your spoon right? My girlfriend thinks that shit's funny. She ain't gonna be laughing when I smoke all her mouth. That's all just poetry. That was a poem that I like to call real life. That's a poem I like to call, "Would anyone like to race me to 7-Eleven? Don't, 'cause you'll lose." Now, one last station identification. We bring you this poetry today by Get Fucked. Have you? Jackanapes and smoke buttons. Why I spit? Well, that's simple. Take a good look at you, your logic and method, and obsessive compulsive need for security blankets. I watched you for days gossip to friends about necessitous heartache as I purged my bleeding stomach and vomited in the jacuzzi from bad catering sticking to my fingers and sore throat. But you kept it up. The grand facade. Orating to the deserving about fast food and hand lotions, your quick trips to Bermuda, your trough-fed Japanese gardener. I saw you then as you always were, but different, better. A blue bleeder, a fine diner, and the toast of Oxford. And then a great day came when you let me kiss your pinky ring and play with your Lionel train set in your basement. You let me blow your whistle. That's kind of gay, isn't it? Yeah. And push the smoke button. I was so happy I cried. Now look at you, look at me, wrecked on the bridge between paper mountains and a pair of your sister's pom-poms. By the way, I fucked your sister. Look at you, so fucking cocksure, making me make myself so sick of us. I'm just kidding, I didn't fuck your sister. She was fat and ugly, but I saw Jeremi fuck her twice. Thoughts on getting back. On getting back, who are you, said Plant to your Hazel, I'm witch. I'm your sore thumb. Glass explodes, Death Gardell, and 7:30 comes. My grandfather has a flesh-eating bacteria, 1966 jungle parasite. Staff seeping in, gauze, Jesus, anti-palm print, black blood, and full moon. Pull, push, fog, lighthouse, Tahoe. I lick my cold sore. Who in the hell are you? I'm your bad hand. I'm your rat trap. Snapping dragon, poppy sack kneel, bicuspid slip, yawning nap. Then twilight and Colombian guitar for my family. Ay, 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 cuckoo, cuckoo. I'm your long nail. When I love for keeps, I keep. Minivan, Arco, Mexican eyelash and miniature cantaloupe. When I was 5, I climbed trees. Yes, trees. I hid. I was silent and forgettable. I extended. I still am, pulling from and into shadows. Now, scratches at the shutter, rattle breath, and you do how low, you do still in your mind, and only a vineyard and a grape walk and a long talk can save us now. Save us now and happen. While flipping over stones, I found my love under a rock in the backyard of my mind. With bare feet I'll load then cock, although I'm shooting blind. It was that reckless attitude, those chances I would take. I should have shown more gratitude when they warned me of the snake. Instead I frolicked, mad in rapture while flipping over stones. A worm was coiled and poised to capture the rolling of my bones. My head swings low, so sets the sun. These holes bleed slow, the snake is won. Limericks of hot seething love gone bad. Was there ever a day when I knew just what a woman could do to the walls of your heart till death do us part, dreams and nightmares come true? Some things should never be found because love is a patient bloodhound that is hot on your trail. You had better set sail since the earth is only so round. If Psyche could have just trusted in Eros before she ousted the pact that they made, but she chose to trade true love for a bed that was busted. Then there was Pandora's box, and how the curious woman unlocks a container of sin. Just watch that bitch grin. Foxes and heat always win. Scorpion feet, lucky rabbit. High desert love triangle, will you fruit tree, can you spot me? Glacier and wind gusts, mountain meadows over dull yellow dunes, too soons, goodbyes, rifle in every corner. Turkish coffee, wearing my marijuana, devil's tongue chili, mouthfuls of honey and mango preserves. Even the dog knows better than to nose poke a scorpion, but you see, there's a brittle brown piece of plywood 30 yards from the front porch. Underneath it is a decomposing rabbit and a fat see-through scorpion, poisonous with barbed kisses and all full of babies. Healed before its time. Who said rabbit's feet were that lucky?